Ready?
Ready.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the latest episode of Snitchin. It's your host, Kristen.
And Brittany, get ready for the best part of your day.
And it's Wednesday. You know what that means. We're coming back to you with another great guest episode. And I'm so excited because we have with us my cousin, Allie. Welcome to the
Hey,
pod.
thank you. I know this is a family affair lately. I love it.
I'm pumped for another cousin episode. Pumped.
Cousins! I know.
Cousins.
It's funny. I listened to my sister's episode last night and I was like, it's awesome. It's awesome to like hear the banter. So,
Yeah, Aaron's was so
yeah.
fun.
Aaron's was so fun. We literally, like, afterwards, me and Brittany were talking. We were like, damn, we need to have cousin back again. She was just like a
She's
professional chatter.
She's a professional chatter. She's a professional comedian. Like that girl's hilarious. And
But she's also like really smart and does like all this really meaningful work. It's like so
Yeah.
impressive.
yeah, I think there's a lot. Just, like her stories are both like hilarious and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but I think she's like absolutely incredible at what she does.
Yeah.
Shout out cousin. So for anyone who might have missed this episode, we had Allie's younger sister, Erin, on last month. She talked to us about being an ABA, a behavioral therapist in the public school system. So interesting. Definitely go back and listen to that one if you haven't listened to it yet. This episode, we're actually going to be talking a little bit about what it's like to be a woman in sales. Allie and I have kind of similar career paths, got here a different way, and we'll talk about it. We'll get into all of it, but we've both been, women in tech sales. Allie's still working in tech sales. And so we're going to talk about that experience. One fun fact about cousin number 2, Allison, is that she's also Brittany, I think she rivals Sammy for like biggest bookworm.
Oh, that's saying a lot.
I don't even know Sammy, but I'm honored.
It's Allie.
Wow.
Literally, like this girl always has an actual book, not even a Kindle. Like,
Oh, you don't even use a Kindle?
No, I have so many thoughts on Kindles. They're not popular thoughts, but like I never want a Kindle. I've told my boyfriend, don't ever buy me a Kindle. I won't use it.
Wow.
oh my God,
My
wait,
mom is like that.
why?
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Because I'm a weirdo. There's a few reasons. My dad has always been in the printing industry. And I
Right.
think like being around, well, for one, like publishing is a dying industry, print's a dying industry. I've
Yeah.
watched it struggle for years and then at the end, honestly go out of business. Different story for a different day. So I like to like actually support publishing and I like to support print. And this is so strange, but I love the feel of a book in my hands. Like,
Yeah, I
read
get
it.
that.
I also love the smell of paper
I get that.
and I smell books. Like it's
Oh, yeah. It's a
I'm
great
such
smell.
a weirdo. I've been made fun of it my whole life. But I just love physical books. And so a Kindle, it's not for me.
You know what? I will say, I feel like Brittany kind of was getting me on the Kindle game because it is just so easy to
It's so easy.
It's so easy. Like the convenience is there. So when I was traveling, I was like, I can't bring physical books. Like I just physically
if you're
cannot.
traveling.
Yeah. I mean, I could not fit them. So I switched to the Kindle and I do like the convenience, but I'm with you, Allie. Like I also like to collect the books I read. Like,
Yeah.
A
I
good
don't-
bookshelf.
yes.
I
Yeah.
love the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to talk some of Allie's favorite books. So bookworms, get ready. We have some recs coming to you. And we're also going to talk about New York. Allie lived in New York in Manhattan for 10 years. So we're going to get into all of that and more. But I do have a little story to say before we really dive in. And I'm very curious about what you guys think about this. So I live in a building and I was just on the elevator, like truly 10 minutes ago. And sure enough, it's just me and one other woman. I'm looking at her and I'm like, she looks familiar. She was graduated, Hannah, we'll
Yeah.
block out the last name.
Yeah.
And
Right. I'm like, God forbid. Here's her name on a podcast.
we have to protect their anonymity.
Ammon. I
Anonymity.
can't say that.
Anonymity?
You Canton girls can't be sharing last names. You never know.
Yeah. You
Listen.
never know.
Listen, we take privacy very seriously here at Snitchin.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I knew she didn't remember me. She was a few years older, but she was a counselor at kids camp that we went to camp to every summer. And so I couldn't help myself. I had to say, excuse me, like, are you from Canton? And she goes, yeah. And I can tell she's not clocking who I am. And I was like, oh, I definitely went to school. I was in the same grade as your sister, Hillary. And then I said my name and I name dropped Gina. She knew Gina. And, it was like a quick little 3-minute interaction, not even, maybe it was 30 seconds. And she was like, oh, well, thanks so much for saying like, hi, like, I can't believe you're in the same building. And here's my question. If you see someone on the street that you like recognize, but maybe don't necessarily even really know, Are we saying hello?
Absolutely not. Like, you're itching to say hi.
answer.
What is that like?
I wouldn't say I was itching to say hi, but I was like, it's just me and her. I feel like I'm tensing up even now talking about it. Like, I can't not say hello. That feels.
So that's the difference. You were in a closed elevator, four
Yes.
walls. Like, did you have to engage? No, but so it depends, right? Like, does the person know you? If they see you, are they going to recognize you? That's for me, like the threshold. If I know they're going to know who I am, I will likely say hi. If I'm like, I have to introduce myself and have a conversation, depends on how I feel that day.
You could have got away with not saying hi.
100%. She had no idea who I was, but that's a good threshold. I think that's fair. Like the context of it all. Like if we're in an open grocery store and I can duck behind a shelf, I probably would not have said hello. I would have avoided. But given that we're in, and we do live in the same building, like there's a chance I'm going to see her again. I have to say something, but I understand why people would not and would avoid. I
would never.
Brittany, I love that. That's such a personality thing too. Like it really depends on my mood because I'm a talker. I love people, but I saw actually someone I used to work at a camp with. I was a camp counselor all my summers of college, and him and his new wife like got out of their car at Lambert's in the city to get their Christmas tree the same time Dan and I were there, and I was like, absolutely not. I ran my car so fast. I was like, I don't have it in me right now, and he will know me, so I left.
Yeah, that's my move. I have liked having my hair longer because I can like put it to the side sometimes.
You're like side bangs?
Yeah, I'm like just looking at my phone with my hair.
You're like straight channeling Violet from The Incredibles, just like have the hair covering.
Yeah, just shamelessly ignoring people.
I will say like, because I know we're talking about me living in New York at one point, but moving back to Boston, it's so common that I see people from Westwood and from like high school.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I have the energy right now? It just depends on who it is.
Yeah.
As you get older, you're less likely to want to say hello. When I was younger, I'd be much more likely to be like, oh, hey, how are you? How you doing? And now it's like,
I know. I'd be like, are you going to the Nappertandy on Thanksgiving Eve? Am I going to see you there? Are we gonna have How are you? How are you? And now I'm like, nah, I am tired. I don't care. No new friends. No new friends.
Yeah, no new friends.
Brittany says that legit all the time. No new friends.
Yeah. That's why you're an extrovert and I'm an introvert.
There you go.
I'm never itching to say hi to anyone. Unless it's like someone I know and like would like to say, like there's a handful of people like from high school and stuff that I would say hi to because I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's just like someone I like cross paths with that I don't even know, absolutely not.
I think a lot of people are on your same page. I think a lot of people feel seen right now. Hopefully you guys feel seen.
I know. I want to know what people think on this. I could talk about this all day.
Gina definitely agrees with me.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Gina used to give me a lot of shit for always saying hi to people. She'd be like, why are you saying hi to people? That's so weird.
Yeah.
I respect it though. I really do. Because I do think the majority of people are more like you, Brittany, or Gina.
Agree. And
so I think it's like definitely interesting. And I respect the hell out of it. If you're like, I say hi to everyone. Why not?
It's a nice way to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The confidence of that is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I wish I was like that.
Cousin, you are so confident.
Oh my gosh.
You know I feel that way.
You guys.
The sales in you. Great segue.
Honestly, great segue. Yeah, that is. Wow. She's crushing it. First time podcaster. She's crushing it already with the segues. We know.
Let's go. Cousin number 2. I'm cousin 3.5. You heard that on Erin's episode. But
Brittany, where were we when we did the whole cousin, like, hooty hoo, like the cousin back and forth in an environment, and you fell in love? I know you talked about this with my sister, but Brittany's an honorary cousin because she's just like, you have fangirled the cousin thing for a really long time, and I love you for it.
Thanks.
Yeah. It was at the wedding. It was at John and Vicky's wedding.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. That was awesome.
Couldn't get enough.
Yeah.
So we do like, for some context for our listeners, Allie, maybe just like a little bit of kind of your background, like where you're from and like, what was the trajectory that got you into sales? Let's start there.
Yeah. I mean, where I'm from, are we talking about like Westwood, Massachusetts, or are we? Yeah. We'll start. Yeah. Okay. Quick segue. I went to college in New York. I went to Hofstra University on Long Island, small private school. went to Hofstra and then I went to grad school for teaching. I am not a teacher. Clearly, that's my sister. I just thought I was going to be a teacher. That was my linear plan my entire life. What I wrote my college entry essay on, like, it was just like everything I wanted to do. Got my master's in elementary ed. Didn't like it. A lot of student loans to pay that one off. Don't use it. But
sucks.
Yeah. And like, I'll be honest, like I taught 4th and 2nd grade in New York City public school while I was in school. And I was like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. No amount of coffee is getting me through this day. I worked with a student teacher who was like not very nice to me. I felt really inadequate at it. And I was like, I'm out. I'm done. Like, you make such little money for how hard it is. And I know that's terrible to say, but to segue into like what I was doing at this time, I was also bartending in restaurants in New York City.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
How I paid my rent throughout grad school. So living in Brooklyn, like working Saturday brunch at a restaurant called Maialino. It's a Danny Meyer restaurant in Manhattan, grinding through grad school. And when I finished, I was like, you know what? I love bartending. I love wine. I love food. I love this world. They were opening a new restaurant in Manhattan called Marta. And I was asked to go with that team, build the cocktail program, be one of the opening bartenders, do all the training with new staff. So I stayed, and I ended up getting into Michelin star restaurants as a bartender and studying wine. And that was my life for the majority of my 20s. Never looked back on teaching. And then I kind of hit a wall. I don't know how to describe it. I just think I like never thought I'd stay in restaurants for my career. It was never really like my drive to do that. And I wanted more than anything to have structure. I was like, I missed holidays, Kristen. I worked Sunday nights when my friends were going out. They're 24, 25. Like, I can't go to brunch on the weekends because I'm working. So that was like, I was looking for any way out. And sales to me, I think is, and I don't know if you agree with this, Kristen, I'd love to ask you, but sales is something you can quite literally get into if you feel like you have the personality to do it. You don't need a degree. Like, so many people can just go and get into sales. I never knew this. And make so much damn money.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really honest. The money is incredible. And that's a huge motivator. But I love that sales is accessible to many, many people if you're like willing to absolutely grind from the bottom up.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I mean, you go, Brett.
Oh, I was just going to say, I always say it's like nice at sales. You can kind of do it like anywhere. Like, I feel like you have a lot of opportunities to like do it in different industries or whatnot, which I'm jealous of.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, same situation where I graduated college, did a year at AmeriCorps, and then was working in nonprofits and like literally just struggling to get by. I was not making a lot of money. I was like, I felt like I couldn't really move up because there's not a lot of capacity in nonprofits. You got like 4 people in an office, like the organizations I was working for. And we're just like trying to do our best. You know what I mean? Like, you're not, there's not really the structure. So I felt like I wasn't really advancing in my career. And same thing, I literally went on to the email newsletter, like software program that I used to create our monthly newsletters, and applied for a job there. And that was kind of like my in.
Contact. Am I right?
Yeah. Constant contact.
Oh, yeah.
That memory. Let's go. I love it.
Shout out. Can we go back to something that you said before? Like, because I kind of forget that you got your master's in education. Like, honestly.
Sure did.
I'm sure there's people that are in that position. They've just gone through like getting their education. There's a lot of pressure to like stay in that. So like, how was that for you? Like, that must have been a hard like decision, or was it not? And you were just like, hey, this is what it is. And like, I'm not going to be miserable, and we're going in this direction. What was that like?
Yeah, it's so funny because like I cried every single day. My last semester of grad school, I was student teaching, 4th grade, Upper East Side, public school. 2nd grade, regardless, doesn't really matter. Crying every day, like not wanting to go in, not wanting to deal with a student teacher, feeling, again, so inadequate, feeling like I couldn't do this, don't like this. Whereas everyone else in my cohort program was like thriving, loving their experience, so great at what they were doing, getting so much teaching time, building every lesson plan. Whereas like I was like reading a book a day to the kids during story time. It was just not the experience I wanted. So when I finished grad school, I was in a small accelerated cohort, and I had become friends with a lot of those people. It was a lot of judgment. Like, they did not understand why I was not going to pursue getting the license for New York State and getting a teaching job. And I Yeah. I was like, you know what? I think I have more interest in bartending, restaurants, even like real estate. Like I love watching real estate shows. I just want to do something different. And I don't talk to any of them anymore. And I don't, maybe the friendships weren't as deep as like, they certainly were not as deep as I
at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's not a big deal. It was just like, there was judgment. I just knew myself and I was like, I don't want to do this. And I didn't do it. And I had many conversations with educators that were like, listen, take this experience, put it in a drawer, close it, and move on. The burnout rate for teachers is actually highest in the first 5 years.
And this was even before COVID. So like, yeah. It's probably even worse now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like, we're talking like bureaucracy of New York City public schools, standardized testing. I could go into this for days, but I just never looked back. I remember even thinking like, I'll be honest with you guys. Talking about finances is something I'm very open about. I remember thinking, okay, I'm going to be paid $54,000 before taxes, New York City and state taxes. Like that number to me, I had friends in finance making so much more and I was making more bartending. And I'm like, I just don't love it enough.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of guilt about it because it's hard. It's like saying you don't want to be a nurse or, you don't want to help little children. You don't want to be in a profession that's extremely respectable, but it just was not for me.
Yeah. It's a lot of energy. Respect the hell out of teachers. A lot of patience too.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I think that was something that we definitely took away from Erin's episode. And she was talking a lot about it. She said openly, she goes, you're not going to get paid a lot of money. So like, if you don't have the passion and like, you need to love this to be successful. And I don't think it's like, I mean, I definitely understand what you're saying, where it's like, okay, this makes me feel like by saying, I don't want to do this, that all of a sudden I'm like someone who doesn't care about kids and like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not true, but I can see why you would think that, at the time, but obviously that's not true. I think it's like really smart that, that this is like not going to work out for me. And, all the people that you were in school with who are giving you judgment, I'm sure a lot of that comes back to them thinking that you're rejecting their choice and like their life path. So they're going to get defensive about it, even though it has nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying?
If anything, I looked up to them. I was like, they are so good at this. And I don't feel like I can compare.
Yeah. You're like, I wish I felt like that too, but you can't force yourself.
Right. No. I have some of my best friends from growing up are teachers and they are like exceptional teachers. They're not in it for the money. And like, that's the first thing my friend Maggie will say is like, we don't do this for money, but like, I don't know. I wish I liked it more. I think my life would be completely different. I'm not regretful of it, but it's just didn't make me happy. And I think that's like a really big thing to talk about because Ava, Kristen's niece, is going to be going to college soon. Like we choose these majors, we choose these plans for our life at a really young age.
Oh my God.
It is okay to like change as a person. It is okay to not like the path that you set out on. There are so many other options. And like sales has completely changed my life in that way. It's what I'm good at. It just took 100% to get there.
Yeah,
totally. I could also see like when you are living in New York City, the most expensive place in the country, like when you're working at one of the top tier restaurants and you're walking out with cash money, baby.
Yeah.
You're justifying. I'm sorry.
Direct deposit once a week. Very, very professional 401k health benefits. But yes.
Even better. Yeah.
Good money for that, for my age, for sure.
But it's like, I could see what you're saying about, okay, now it's time to get a little bit more structured because it's hard. Like when you're bartending late night and then you go out, especially in New York where everything's open till 5, a routine must have been impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, Kristen, you came to visit me at Gramercy Tavern. Do you remember you were drinking wine at the bar? We shut it down.
Yeah, girl.
And then we started drinking. Like we would call it tiny cup time. We'd all start pouring ourselves bubbles. Like we're talking 2 in the morning and I'm like drinking with the bar staff. Then we'd go out and then I'd sleep till 1 the next day and do it again. And I'm like, and not everyone did this. Like a lot of people were parents and like true professionals. They would go home and like get up with their children the next morning. But like for me, I'm in my 20s. God, yeah,
we're going out.
And I had my life, but like it needed to end and it ended in my late 20s for that reason. I was like, I got to do something different. I don't want to manage restaurants. Whereas like a lot of my friends, like their career goals were to be GMs or own restaurants or be sommeliers. And a lot of them are doing that now and they're fucking badasses. I was never that person.
Yeah. Tricky. Did you watch Vanderpump?
Oh my God, dude. I love Vanderpump so much. I haven't seen the new one. I know. I wanted to talk Bravo. Another day.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the new one though? I haven't started it yet.
We watched the first one.
Okay.
Wasn't very good.
Love it. I feel like I'm hearing good things.
I could give it another chance. I liked how it was like back in the restaurant. I felt like the last seasons, like, they'd gotten kind of away from that. It was like fun to see them. Like they were all, the staff in the restaurant. So I like that part.
Yeah. It'll just never be the same.
No.
The OG Vanderpump is unlike anything I've ever seen in reality TV. And I think everyone needs
unicorn cast.
Unicorns for sure.
That's the thing. Like you just can't compare. It's one of the best, arguably, reality shows ever. Like seasons 1 through 3 might have been the best reality television.
Lightning in a bottle.
True.
Yeah.
Like lightning in a bottle. Even the later years, like I don't mind the narrative of like Scandival. Like that was great. I was watching every single episode, like freaking out.
Yeah.
But Stassi, like the OG, oh my God.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He's a famous podcaster now.
To the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. To the show. Yeah.
To the show. Yeah.
Okay. So you are now in a sales role. So tell us a little bit about what you've done in your sales career. And then maybe like, what do you think was like, what do you like best about being in that job?
I got out of restaurants. One of my regulars at Gramercy Tavern was this chief marketing officer. He lived in San Francisco, but he'd like eat at Gramercy whenever he was traveling in New York. He needed an operations manager at a small startup, and he introduced me to that CEO. And that's how I got out of restaurants. Awesome. That situation was like real estate finance tech. It was not, I had no heart and soul in it. And I knew that. And so one of the engineers at that company that I became friends with actually is like still to this day best friends with this girl named Heather. Shout out Heather Schechter. She was an account executive, a sales rep at Bento Box, which is like website technology for restaurants. They design and build websites exclusively for restaurants. They do e-commerce, all these different things. And so I had coffee with her. I applied to Bento Box and I got that job in sales for the first time. And I was there for the past 7 years. We were acquired. I've seen it from tiny startup mode all the way through this enormous acquisition. And I recently just left in October to join another tiny startup for the first time. I'm the founding account executive at a new, like, if you want to call it hospitality tech company. It's in stealth mode. It doesn't have a name. No one knows we exist yet.
Oh,
yeah, really a lot of pressure. I'm happy to share more, but it's also like the opportunity for me with equity and growth and just like learning for leadership is incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really excited about it.
I love that.
That's so cool. So unique.
Yeah, it's definitely niche. Like I think like restaurants have given me more than any other thing in my entire life.
Yeah.
The restaurant industry, even like the friendships that I've made are like bar none.
I love that.
Love that.
I think people are very curious about startup culture. You've seen a company from startup to being acquired, then being a really big company. For someone who's interested in being in a startup, like any challenges that you would like just warn them about, or like any qualities you think that they would need to be successful in that kind of situation?
Yeah, I think it's like flexibility and the ability to pivot because I swear to God, like every week our product is changing or iterating or growing. And then our message is changing. The way I'm going out and trying to attack sales is changing. The structure of the organization is changing. It is just constant like flux. And I think having flexibility and like being open to constant feedback and criticism is really important. Mm-hmm. You cannot have a thin skin if you're going to work in startups. You cannot have a thin skin if you're going to work in sales. Like that's my biggest thing is there's a lot of rejection in sales and you like really cannot take it personally.
Wow.
So true.
How do you feel, Kristen, as someone has left sales? I know. It's like kind of the opposite because like I am going to be in sales the rest of my life. It is what I'm made for. I absolutely love it. And I feel like you were like, you kind of had enough.
Yeah. I mean, so similar to Allie, actually, I worked in restaurant technology. So I was working at Toast. I was there for about 5 years. Similarly, I was there when it was smaller and then saw it get a lot bigger. I do think that just being comfortable, being uncomfortable, it is not, we are socially conditioned to not want to like talk about money, A, and in a sales role, you're going to negotiate on contracts you're going to have to talk price. And you're also going to have to push back on people who tell you no. Like I used to always tell my team, when you are, trying to go for what, like a close, trying to get someone to buy and commit to the sale, you're going to get no most of the time, and you're going to have to deal with that no and try to get around it.
Yeah.
And like, that's just not something that people are conditioned to do that feels comfortable. So I think it's like just being able to not take rejection personally, like Ali said, and put yourself in an uncomfortable position. And like, at the end of the day, when I was hiring people for my team to be a rep, number one is work ethic. You have to be able to prove, in an interview that you work hard, because that's like, I think, first and foremost, you know?
Yeah. I feel like work-life balance, like my impression of sales is like work-life balance isn't great.
I mean, I think some people are better at like managing that, but
like better or worse at a startup? I would think worse at a startup.
Probably worse. I think it's worse. Yeah, I probably sound crazy to people. Like, you like sales? Like, what? Because so many people are like, I could not do it. I could not do that. I will say, like, the numbers that I need to hit, the amount of new deals I need to close even this month, like, I'm at 0 and I need to be at like 35 of new deals. It's such a grind. Yeah. I am working hours and hours every day to like reach out to people cold, which is really hard and low response rate. Every single demo I take, I'm like, this has to go well. The stress of it is really, really hard because of the pressure, because you're trying to hit these numbers. However, once you get going and once a company is established and you're successful at it, it starts to get a lot easier. And in my opinion, like my boyfriend works at Snowflake, which is an enormous tech data company. He's in sales and their day-to-day is egregiously fun. So I think like they're at Ocean Prime every single day having lunch.
Oh, damn.
Like, guys, like the life is great. They work really hard, but it's not my life. I'm like trying to build something new here, and startups is a very different beast.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like one of the things that surprised me most, and I think people should be prepared for it if they're thinking about going into something like this, is like, it's a much more emotional role than people think. Like when you are down and you're having a tough month or a tough quarter, it is really draining. It's really emotionally draining because you just feel like you can't get a win. Every deal means more. So when you get a no, it hurts more. Your confidence can easily kind of get shot. So I think that's something that like, and it's going to happen to everyone at some point. So like we've all been there, which is always comforting. But then when you're doing well,
the high is like awesome. Nothing else. The feeling, the like serotonin fucking explodes. My language. This explosion is like in my brain is the best feeling ever. I love it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So when you're winning, it's like the best feeling. And it's like a situation where for me, as someone who likes kind of like, I liked being a student. I liked getting my grade. I liked knowing how I was doing compared to my peers. So if you're doing well and you can see that and see your name on the leaderboard, like you're just at the top, you're top of the world. So there's a lot of natural like highs that can come from it for sure.
And I had that for years at Bento Box. I was lucky to be very successful and like figure out what worked for me. And right now I'm at the bottom again, and I'm stressing out.
You're like, why did I do this again?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm having a bad month. I am feeling really down on myself, like in this moment right now. When we hop off, I'll go right back to it. But it is what it is. Like it is a roller coaster. I've been on the ride for a long time now. This is like, I'll be almost a decade in at this point, in like a year or two. And I think you just get used to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What about like, do you guys feel like it's like way more men skewing in sales?
Well, it's funny because like that is the stereotype. It's a boys' world. And I think there are many, many companies. Like I know Salesforce, I was told, because I was interviewing with them before I took this new job, I was told that the team was entirely men. Like, and how do you feel about that? It's entirely men. And I'm like, I don't really care. Like, I do care, but I've been lucky enough where Bento Box was a female-founded company, female CEO, really high leadership, mostly female. My sales leaders, my VPs of sales were men, but like the team of sales itself were, I'd say 50-50. And so I've never experienced a boys club, but I know it's common. And Kristen, obviously I'd love to get your take.
Constant Contact was like notorious for being very, very male heavy. Like Ash, Britt, you met her. She came on the pod. We talked about it. I mean, not exaggerating when I would say it's probably 90-10, like 90% men. At my first managing job there, I had a team of 10 guys and not one single woman.
Yeah.
I will say like to this day, probably my best friends I've ever made at work were from that experience. I had such a great group of guys around me. They were so supportive. And in some ways we did have a VP of sales who is a woman. And when they were interviewing, I actually do think that my position, I mean, I put myself in that position. I'm not going to be self-deprecating, but I think because I was a woman, you know, it did help me because they needed some representation. Like they did, it was very not well balanced.
Yeah.
So in that sense, like, great. I have been on teams before where I've been the only woman in other experiences. And it's not that any of the guys are bad. I've never experienced like misogyny. I've been lucky with that. But I do think I felt a sense of like maybe some isolation because it just wasn't as I didn't bond with them as much, especially like in a remote world. So yeah, I think I felt both sides of, but in my experience, I have seen majority men for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, the way you guys describe it, I feel like it probably fits like men's personality more. You know what I mean? Like not to get too emotional about it. I mean, not to be generalizing, but
no, I think
bullish.
that's fair.
Yeah, to be, and like not to, you know, be afraid to like keep bugging someone and like asking. Like I'm like, if someone said no to me once, I'd be like, okay, see you, bye. I'll never see you again.
Yeah. Which I mean, hey, like, but now we're talking, we could get political about it and be like, women are too emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, we, like back at Bento Box before COVID, we had an office bar that would open at 5:30 and like called Bar Bento. We'd all be there, the whole sales pit, guys, girls, like we'd go out together. Like I made a lot of close guy friends and girlfriends there. I think it's always been balanced for me. And so it's always been really fun. Like I've never felt uncomfortable in my environment, but I think I'm probably in the minority there.
Brittany, you kind of said it like, or not really, but like it's leading to this of, you know, might skew more men because like the impression is that you have to be aggressive for lack of a better word or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think that once you're in it, you don't feel that way, but I do think that's like the stigma. So I guess, Allie, do you think that there's like a stigma being in sales? Do you ever feel almost the need to defend it sometimes? What do you think about that?
You know, what's funny is like, so when I started in sales, I was this is terrible. I used to tell people I'm a bartender and people would look at me like, oh. I felt like there was a stigma against restaurants and like being in restaurants as a career. It didn't matter if I was like at a Michelin star, New York City restaurant, Union Square Hospitality Group, like huge name. People would be like, you're a bartender? Well, did you go to school? Like, what else do you do? I had a harder time with that. And so when I left restaurants and I then could start saying I'm in tech sales, people actually like their eyes would brighten. And I'm talking like adults, my parents' friends, professional people. Like I almost felt like they valued me more or looked at me in a better light because I now could say tech sales. I'm not like speaking nicely about human, I guess, character right now, but that is my truth and what I've experienced. I think there is a bad stigma about sales in some ways because people don't want to talk to salespeople. Like being salesy is a bad thing. And I try to be very personable when I'm selling because, yeah, like sales is like, you like a used car salesman. It kind of does have that stigma.
That's really interesting what you say about the bartender, like judgment. That, you know what, I can see it, especially we talk about this, Britt, like especially in this area of the country where there is like, we think, at least me and Britt believe that there is like more value placed on like your career and what your job title is maybe than in other places I've been or that we've been. And I could so see you getting that.
Yeah, but it's so interesting though, because like I have some of my best friends, my best friend Eve from college is like, Allie, that's in your head because people think it's incredibly cool that you work at this caliber of restaurants. It's not like and even if you're like slinging Bud Lights, like who cares? Like it makes me really angry when people have that view of restaurants, but it does exist. Maybe it was in my head. I don't think it was. I don't know, but like
maybe both things are true. Maybe maybe it was a little bit blown up in your head, but maybe I'm sure you also did face it. Like it didn't come out of nowhere. So
even people sitting at the bar at Gramercy Tavern used to be like, is this all you do? Are you an actor?
That's so weird.
People are so fucking weird.
No, actually, I'm wearing a suit tie right now. And like, I just opened your $600 bottle of white Burgundy. Like, this is all I do. Trust me, I don't have time to do anything else. I'm here 5 days a week. Like, yeah,
it's a real job.
Yeah.
Real job. Thanks so much for asking. Cannot.
Thanks so much. Love you.
And here's your wine.
Yeah.
But anyway, But yeah, I mean, it sounds like you have found such a good fit for you now and you're crushing it, which is very exciting. You mentioned it. We're going to segue a little bit. So obviously being in New York for so long, like, is there anything that you really miss about it or anything that you're like,
Truly everything. I want to go back so badly. For context, I live in Boston. I live in Seaport now. I moved back during COVID, so like I thought moving back during COVID, I moved out to Cape Cod temporarily. So I thought in 2020, just to get out of, I was living actually in Park Slope in Brooklyn. And I was like, I had roommates. The city was getting weird.
Everyone was moving out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there were like hospital tents in Central Park. There were bodies in 18-wheeler trucks in Brooklyn. It was crazy. I needed to get out. I did. I actually met a guy on Hinge out on Cape Cod. Dated him for 6 months, didn't work out. Kristen met him.
I met him.
Not getting into that today. And then I was like, wait, I'm home. I like this. I'm around my family and my friends and I will stay. So I got a 1-bedroom in Boston, but I actually really miss New York. And I talked to Dan, my boyfriend, a new boyfriend. We've been together for 2 years. We live together. But I'm like, hey, you want to move back to New York? Or you want to move to New York? What do you think about New York? Like, you have an office you could work at in New York. He's not down with it at all. He'll never.
Why?
He's an only child. His parents are getting older. All of our parents are getting older.
Yeah.
It's very important for him to be here, which I respect the hell out of. He also he lived in Minnesota and Minneapolis for Snowflake. He's done the whole work and now I'm back and I want to buy a house one day and have kids.
Yeah, fair.
And so do I. We want the exact same things. I just miss New York like no other. I miss Boston cannot be compared to New York, and people think I'm a snob for saying it. I know my sister feels this way, but I miss the restaurants. I miss the food scene. I miss the hustle bustle. I miss the busyness. I miss the commute. I miss my friends. I miss everything that New York is.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like New York has every flagship thing and anything you need to find, you can get it in New York.
Even there's a Zara on every block. There's two in the state of Massachusetts. I'm like, if I want a cheap t-shirt, I can get it quickly, or a cute sweater.
And they're the best Zaras and they prioritize the best inventory at that one,
legitimately, a life is, people feel it's harder because it is more of a grind. It is really tiring. It's hard to get on the subway every day. It's congested and expensive, but it's easier in some ways. I just love it. I don't know.
I feel like you have always loved it. And I agree with you. I think a lot of people, especially if you're not from here, could see oh, Boston, it's a big city like New York. It's no, Boston is 1/10 the size of New York. It's so small compared. It's much more homogenous. Boston has a lot. It has a lot of history, has great sports culture. It has great things, but things close early here. It's just a very different, it's very different than New York.
It is really different. And people are Boston's an elite city. And I shit on Boston a lot. I need to work on it because I'm from here. And I'm Boston sports all day. I'm very prideful of that. I don't love the lack of diversity. Culture. Yeah. I don't love what's going on. I don't love the food scene as much. It's just different.
The cold.
I mean, New York.
Well, there's cold in New York. Obviously, it's the same weather, but I'm always why do people live here?
Florida, Brit. No, but I hear you on that. People always say the city is probably 10 degrees warmer. It is south, but it's also the heat from the subways rises up. It's just, yeah. Just my best friend from college, her and her husband are going to have their second baby. They lived in New York City. They just bought a house in the burbs of Jersey, but 30-minute train ride. That's the dream. If our entire family was from New York or Jersey, God, I'd love it. I'd be so happy. But we're not. And I also want to be with my family, and my parents are getting older. I don't know. Her whole thing is she promised her husband that they would move back into the city when their kids are out of the house, grown and raised, and they will go back and live in New York again. And that's all I want for myself. I just don't think it'll happen. And shout out Dan, but that's okay. We're working on it.
You know what? Maybe in 20 years, you have the kids, they're out of the house, and you can go live your best life in New York. I feel because you've lived there and you have people there, I think that there was a period of time where I really romanticized New York. I've been there enough now to know I don't know how well I would do there because of how busy it is. I like the fact that like with Boston, it's easy to get in and out. Like I can drive in quickly.
Yeah.
I like that it's
getting
easy.
around New York.
Yeah. I like the ferries. I like it being on the water. It's easy to get on the water if you want to. I like the kind of the charm of it. Yeah. Like all the things I feel like you love about living there. I don't know how I would deal with that if I was living in it. Although I will say New York's one of my favorite cities. And
Yeah.
I feel like you have always thrived. Like you've always loved it.
You just like, again, like I started bartending when I was 22. I met like some of my best friends at that restaurant, Myalino, I was talking about, and Gramercy Tavern. I've like been in their weddings. So we were all there during that period of time in our 20s. And all of my college friends were also in the city in my 20s. Like it was the dream.
Yeah.
I think I'll be nostalgic about it forever. And I also just need to grow up and get over it. But like everyone tells me that, like, Allie, you're 36, like move the hell on. I just think like there's something about living in New York. You get your neighborhood set up, you like, you know, your train lines, you know how to hail a cab real quick. So it becomes familiar when you stay in like your little bubble. You kind of avoid Midtown, Times Square. That doesn't exist to New Yorkers. That's for tourists. And yeah, it's like it's way easier to navigate when you're there every day.
Yeah, I would walk everywhere. I would get so many steps if I lived in New York. So many steps.
So many steps. I mean, you could go find T Swift and Tribeca. Like, how cool is that?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like, you could be there.
I know.
I love that. I love it.
You could just see a celebrity.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Allie,
I'm with you.
I served Taylor Swift because I don't know if I've ever told you that, Brittany. I know.
You what?
I've served her. I've like served her at restaurants. Oh yeah.
Whoa. What was that like?
I love this. The eyeballs just bulge out of her head.
What year was this?
It was
what
cool.
era?
What was she wearing?
Who was she with?
Do you remember the Grammys when she wore that like aqua blue dress that kind of went out like peplum? It was that year because she was talking about wearing that dress to the upcoming Grammys.
Oh, so that was like 2015. That was like right before
2013,
her dark spot.
Yeah, this is definitely 1989 era.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I love. I'm not a Swiftie, so clearly you guys know I love that so much. Yeah, she was beautiful. She's like tall, beautiful, very kind.
She's nice.
Super nice. She was with Carly Kloss and her brother and another person.
Oh, the Carly era. Wow.
Yes, that was like her bestie, and she did. Yeah, she like. I will say, I wanted her to order when you're like serving someone and you're a bartender. I'm like, order something cool, right? Like,
yeah.
She was in the private dining room with the door closed and her bodyguard was standing outside it so no one could come in and out. But she just drank Diet Coke all night. And I'm like, that's boring. Like she ate 2 balls of buffalo mozzarella and prosciutto and drank Diet Coke. And I'm like, come on, dude. Like order a Manhattan, like drink some whiskey. I don't know. Order like a cool bottle of wine. I just wanted to see anything. But she was lovely. So nice. So beautiful. Like just, yeah, it was cool.
I feel like she drinks more now. Alcohol.
I think so too, because she sings about it more.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah. And like she talked about how that like that stage 1989 was when she was like not anorexic, but that was kind of her anorexic phase.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, she was really thin, but I just assumed it was her height. And
no,
she's a trainer.
No, yeah.
she had
was really skinny then.
Okay. Eating disorder. Oh my God, I'm so envious of that. You were up close and personal, like literally one day.
That is so cool.
Fork, standing next to her, touching her fork, breathing her air. Quite literally. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool. I have a lot of stories like that. A lot of celebrities came into this restaurant Myalino because it was in the Gramercy Park Hotel, which is like, it's now closed, but it's outside of the only locked park in New York. Very shishi. Lot of celebs.
Who was your favorite celeb sighting for you personally?
I'm a huge Springsteen fan. Like for Bruce Springsteen, and he donated his guitar, one of them obviously, to a charity called Camp Myalino that we used to run for Hole in the Wall Gang Camp in Connecticut, which is a camp for children with disabilities and like very rare diseases. The restaurant would raise money every single year for this camp, and he donated a signed guitar, and he also showed up.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, Seth Meyers was the host. I'm like running drinks. Like, guys, my life in restaurants in New York was one of the best times of my life. It was so cool.
I've actually met Springsteen too. Well, not met him, but I've like seen him. No, I haven't met him. But his son was in my same grade in college.
Oh, yes.
So like parents' weekend.
Yes,
Yeah,
he lived
BC,
on Upper Campus. I remember that. I was like very, very jealous because my ex-boyfriend from high school went to BC and I thought that was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know him. I heard he was kind of weird, but I always remember my mom, like when I was a freshman, my parents came for Parents Weekend, and I guess he came, and we went into the bathroom at like the Cheesecake Factory that's like right there,
Yeah.
and like we must have walked by him, and we walked into the bathroom. And my mom's like, "Oh my God, everyone! I just saw Bruce Springsteen." And I was like, "What?" Like I didn't even recognize him. I didn't know what he looked like.
So me and your mom,
All the moms were up in arms in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's funny because like my choice of saying Springsteen, Kristen's cousin is not impressed. She's like, okay, Taylor Swift was huge, Springsteen, Tom Brady and Giselle, Leo DiCaprio, like really cool. And then I will say, I've missed Barack Obama 2 times. Big fan of the Obamas. They both came in to 2 different restaurants I worked at on my day off, and I was devastated. I love the Obamas, not to make this political, but damn, that was a sad day for me.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. 1,000.
Leo, though, that's sick.
Oh my God.
Man was wearing a scally cap, Brittany. I swear to God, I was like, he is out of The Departed. Like, he sat at a table with Swiss Beats. He was trying to hide. And he was full incognito in the middle of a brunch service with a scally cap on. I'm like, you can't make this shit up. I love this man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, transitioning to our last like section or our last kind of topic. We mentioned at the top, Allie is a huge reader. I am curious if there is a book like about New York that you love. Is there one that you're like, this captures it? And then we definitely need to know some of like your favorite authors, favorite books all time. Give some recommendations, to our listeners.
Wow. Okay. About New York. I don't know if this is going to resonate for anyone, but like my favorite author, she passed away. Her name's Joan Didion. She was like a very famous journalist that wrote a lot about LA and California and just like the American life back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. She died recently in New York. She was like in her 80s, I think. She wrote an article or a piece about her time in New York, working for Vogue and everything like in the 60s. And I think it's called Goodbye to All That. And it's a reason of like why she left. And like, she's like, I stayed too long at the fair. And like New York does have a time and place for everyone. And it's time for a lot of people runs out because it's a hard life to maintain. Anything that anyone writes from a journalistic or like memoir perspective on New York, I want to read it because I love it. I love like reading about timepieces, people's experiences in the city, where they ate. Like that's probably for me it, but nothing that would be of recent that was written about New York.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, what about some of your favorite books all time? What do we got?
So I read every genre. I was a history major undergrad, hence education. So I'm definitely a history nerd. I love like thrillers, murder mysteries. I love anything with like a really good novel, really good story, really good character development. Love Gillian Flynn, like OG.
Oh yeah,
girl, right? Like Sharp Our Objects.
I love Dark Places. Is that what's called? Dark Places. Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't HBO or anyone make this into?
I know
that was so dark.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Was that the one where there was like a club about? Wasn't there like someone who ran a club to try to solve a mystery or something?
Kind of. It was about like this whole family that was murdered, like the children,
really?
The sister, yeah, and it's like, the sister
chainsaws, yeah.
The brother,
and they put like devil signs everywhere.
It was dark, and I was enthralled by that. She's MIA, Gillian Flynn. I miss her. I
know
from her.
I've thought of that too.
Yeah, but so like with a history thing, I love World War II and that whole era. So there's a
me too.
Britt, we got to talk about this more.
I love historical fiction.
He's huge on World War II.
Wait, so what is this trilogy?
The Bronze Horseman, Paulina Simons.
I don't know that.
It is about World War II Russia, and it's a love story. Like the Red Army, Stalin, all that jazz. Oh my God, I bawl my eyes out. I've never cried or loved characters. Like since Harry Potter, I haven't loved characters this much.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my other friends have read it and like weren't as fascinated by it as I was, but this shit changed me. I love that stuff. I like Eric Larson. He writes a lot of like he actually writes like true history. That's nonfiction. Have you guys ever heard of, did you read All the Colors of the Dark recently or like Demon Copperhead?
Yeah, I read that one. I didn't like that book.
All the Colors of the Dark or Demon Copperhead?
Oh, actually, both of them.
She's like, oh,
Well, Demon Copperhead, I respect. I could see why it was like award winning and people like it. I just like couldn't read it because I felt so bad for the kid the whole time. Like it was haunting me.
I know, me too. But that's like, I like heavy stuff like that because I think it's so.
I know. It's like important to know.
It's what's going on in like Appalachia in America right now.
I know.
So,
I did feel kind of guilty stopping it, but.
I remember because we were talking about it on the pod and you were saying like, that's exactly what you were saying. You were like, it's great. Like I get why it's important and why it's award winning, but like, I cannot read this book. It is so sad.
Yeah. I think it's like also because I have like sons. So it like reminded me of my kids.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not a parent. I was gonna say, do you like happy things, Brittany? I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I like some sad, like The Nightingale is my favorite book.
Oh, I was gonna say World War II is not happy. I take that back. Yeah, The Nightingale's incredible. Kristen Hanna, I've read all her stuff.
Oh, really?
For the most part, yeah. Like I didn't love Four Winds, but The Women most recently.
I read that one, yeah.
Great book. I came across this, she's a UK like podcaster, comedian. Her name is Dolly Alderton. She wrote a book called Good Material and also Ghosts. And it's basically about relationships failing, getting ghosted by men.
Ooh.
A woman breaking up with her boyfriend and like his fallout over it, like from his perspective. I loved both of those books and I like laughed and cried and I was bummed when they were over. So she's great. I'm down for anything. Like I love recommendations.
I love like learning something from a book. Like that's why I like Kristen Hanna because I feel like I always like when I read The Woman, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know any of this about Vietnam, like the Vietnam War. So I could see that.
Yeah, I think like definitely learning new things. Because I was a history major, I studied the Vietnam War, and so
yeah, you knew about that.
Big nerd. I was paired with a Vietnam vet from Long Island in my senior year of college, and had to like full on interview him for a few months. I have a lot of
that's hard.
Yeah, it was heavy stuff. So I again fascinated by the Vietnam War, World War II was my thesis, things like that.
Yeah.
Did you read, Allie? I feel like you probably did because I think it had a lot of buzz. But Brett, you recommended this one to me, Lilac Girls.
Oh yeah,
great book. Yeah, my mom actually showed me that book. That's a great book.
There's a few other ones too now. There's like one that's set in World War I, and then there's one that was like Civil War time.
Yep.
I'm definitely going to check out that first one, the Bronze. What'd you say? What was
it called? Me too.
Bronze Horseman.
Bronze Horseman.
I'll send you a link to it. Yeah, Paulina Simons. It's the first one that blew my mind. I don't know. It just stayed with me. You know how characters stay with it. Like, will hurt your soul. Like
that's how I felt about Demon Copperhead. He was like following me.
Yeah, and you're like, these are like I like missed these people. Like I missed these characters. I like they existed at one time in the world. I don't know what that book did to me, but I hope that other people would agree. If I'm alone on it, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, might be one of our upcoming book club books. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you read any of the Seven Sisters? That was one of our book club books. You'd like that. That's historical fiction and there's 8 of them.
Okay.
It's good.
Cool. Yeah. There's like, do you guys use Goodreads? The app?
Yeah.
Okay. I am overwhelming. Like I have hundreds of books I want to read and I feel like I can't read fast enough
I know. I feel that.
One of my biggest fears in life, this is so sad and pathetic, but is that I'm going to not have enough time to read all the books I want. Guys, what a loser. Like people have real fears in life, Brittany. You're a mom, I'm sure. Like, there's a lot of things you want to do and a lot of things you want for your sons. I just want to read books. I just genuinely
feel that.
I don't want to die before I've read all the books I want to read. It's like this.
I feel that.
Pathetic. Yeah.
I can vouch for her. She's not kidding.
Not kidding.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have to share this because I think it's hilarious. You mentioned I always have a book with me. My mom recently was making fun of me. I brought a book to my brother's college graduation and sat in the bleachers at UNH reading a book while he.
I don't think that's weird.
It's true.
Yeah. So I feel like my Kindle is like an extension of my arm.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's true too. You both like huge, but
yeah.
I mean, you heard it here first. You have some great recommendations from a certified, knowledgeable Goodreads vet. So
wait, also really quick, one thing on Goodreads, because I just found out about this. So like, I don't know if you agree, but I think Goodreads user experience like sucks. Like I don't even know how to friend someone on it. It's terrible. It's slow.
The UX UI is ridiculously bad. I don't know who is working on their product, if at all. It's terrible.
Right? but I heard about this one like a few days ago. I haven't downloaded it yet, but Sammy did, and she said it's great. It's called Storygraph, I think, but it gives you like much more insights into like the books you've read. It gives you like AI personalized recommendations.
Okay.
Like Google it. Yeah.
Cool. If they're adopting AI like everyone else, I mean, I'm sure it's brand new.
I'm literally like going on the Goodreads website and being like,
it's not on Goodreads. It's called Storygraph.
No. Heard. Yeah.
Oh.
I should have said that. But no, just to see if they have any like user experience positions open. Are we working to rectify this problem? Doesn't
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, Allie, this has been so fun. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. You were a fantastic guest. We will have to have you back. Maybe we can do some type of Bravo recap, book club. Who knows? The options are endless.
I would love that. This was really fun and I was nervous, as you know, but I feel like it really is just having a conversation. So hopefully it's not boring. I don't know.
Oh, good.
Not at all.
We talked about a little bit of everything. So I loved it. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so welcome.
Yeah. Maybe you can like recommend us a book and I'll read it and you can come in a book club episode.
Yes. We love book club episodes.
Okay, but nothing too sad. I don't know why. Copperhead is so like sticking with me for some reason that you like couldn't finish it.
Stephen Copperhead. I know.
Like you'll like read about like the Holocaust. Like I don't know.
I know. I think it was just because it was this one little boy and he couldn't catch a break.
Yeah, it's so sad, but it's also like it was so good. I don't know.
I know. It is very moving. But yeah, it's just a weird thing.
All right, well, guys, have a wonderful day. I know it's not going to be a fun one, but I'm sorry that you have to.
Oh yes. Speaking of, we are gonna not do Friday's episode as we told you guys on Monday. One of our good friends, Robbie, actually just passed away from cancer after a tough battle with cancer. So his funeral is Friday. So we are going to take the day to do that and to celebrate him, and then we'll be back Monday.
We sure will.
Send you a lot of love, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Make sure to like us, follow us, comment at us at snitchinpod on TikTok and Instagram. Go to our website, snitchinpodcast.com, and tell everyone you know about us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.